Really, he knows. He's not talking. Why? Why? He's insane. What's happening? This feels like a whole different tone. What? What? Is there a camera in the chips? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Death Note episode 8. Now, last episode kind of broke me a little bit in just how well they drew out Naomi's death. Like, I think my hope is gone. At the end, we never actually see her die, but I think my hope is gone. It paints a very good picture that she is dead. There's no saving her. I think she's gone. But like, the writing of the episode, the whole 20 minutes is just spent, I guess, the audience bargaining for her to find some way to live, and it gives you a bit of hope at the start, revealing that she gave an alias, but then ultimately it ends in her dying. And I think it just makes me want to continue watching just to see Light fall. I want to see him be defeated. That's given me so much motivation now, more than ever. I'm really hoping that we start to see Elle get more successful, get something. I do think that Naomi's death will lead to Elle figuring out something. Because they have history, I don't think that's something that can be overlooked. So I feel like that's the best sort of road to find out that Kira is Light. But I need something to give me hope, because it just feels like Light is just winning no matter what. He got so desperate in the last episode, didn't even take the deal, he didn't need it, and he still got his way. I need the tables to turn, I need something to change, I need like some kind of thing to cling to feel that there is some way Light can be defeated. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to getting to this episode. Not sure what can come from this, I guess, next. Light got his way, the last one. The last episode kind of concluded the whole Naomi thing with Ray, so I feel like the next bit has to start something new. I'm not sure what else it can lead on to. Of course, you've got Elle, who just finished up with his task force, giving them fake IDs, giving them weird tracker belt buckle things. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of thing will be following next. After Naomi, what's the big thing to come after that? But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in.
That was footage from surveillance cameras at the station.
Let's see the following scenes again. Ray Penber passing the ticket gate on his way.
He had a hood up. You're watching it. Please see it. Please. Are you eating ice cream?
I think it's next to that.
Oh, here it is.
Light's got to be on there.
But even if he was following someone at that time, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to draw any real conclusions from this blurry video.
Butler, what's he doing? Why is he eating ice cream?
4:42 p.m. Oh, thank you very much, Watari.
Okay. What's happening?
42 p.m. He exits the train at Tokyo Station.
It's quite strange, don't you think?
Yes, it is. Please think about it.
What do you find strange?
How are these guys any help to him?
We know that Ray Penber got on the train, and then an hour and a half later he got off, but the Yamanote line only takes an hour to complete its circuit.
Okay, so we stood on longer than the whole circuit.
He's holding what looks like an envelope.
Yeah.
You're right. It's there under his arm.
Okay, good.
And the footage right before his death.
It's gone.
It's gone. I can't believe you actually caught.
Light made a mistake. And the camera angles don't actually help, do they? They don't show Light.
He's straining to look inside the train before the doors close.
Get
you can see right here.
Come on, get a better angle. Get a better angle.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Kira was on that train?
Yes, he is.
That's impossible.
I admit I find it hard to believe as well.
He's there. He's there. Come on, Al, please.
Maybe he was counting on us to make that assumption and figured he could get away with such a bold move.
Maybe. Come on, please figure it out. Please do something. Please. Just eating ice cream. What? Why is everyone eating ice cream? It's just kind of, is it like a fun, I guess, juxtaposition of they're meant to be serious workers, I guess, policemen, and they're just eating ice cream.
Suppose the son of the detective superintendent of the NPA was hospitalized. If criminals stopped dying at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to connect.
Oh dear, true. Oh dear, why is he smart? He's basically giving him sick days.
Well, I can't guarantee it because we Shinigami don't normally work that way. Anytime before the end of their lifespan should work.
That raises a question. Like, so he's putting predetermined dates down that are like weeks in advance. What? So is that what he asked? Like, if someone died earlier than that, what would happen? I guess if they died earlier, the death note would just have no effect, would it? Because they already died.
Mr. Matsuda, it's okay for you to turn on your cell phone. Actually, please turn it on right away.
And immediately a call. Okay.
Yes, this is Suzuki, head of Kira's Investigation Public Information Division.
Why does he hold the phone like that?
Ray Penber's fiancée, Naomi Misora.
Come on, you know her. Please tell me you know her.
The name before.
So she is dead.
She was working under me. I guess she must have come to Japan with her fiancé.
Come on, please put it together.
Well, apparently she's been missing since the day after her fiancé died.
Only missing, come on.
Anyone in her situation would be pretty depressed.
Suicide.
Wait.
No, the Naomi Misara I knew was strong. Not to mention she was also an excellent FBI agent.
Thank you! Come on, put it together.
Likely she'd be trying to catch Kira. Here she came to Japan with Penber. It's possible that she may have found a lead.
Come on, please, 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 please.
Case, did Kira manage to get to her first?
Yes, come on, put it together.
I'd like to focus our investigation on only those people who Ray Penber was tailing. In particular, he was assigned to 2 police officers.
She did it. She did it. Her death did it.
Detective Superintendent Yagami and their families.
Yeah, so now you're suspected. He's getting close, getting close. Didn't have to wait 3 days or 3 episodes. He's got close. He's got it now. Come on.
The girls, aren't you?
Skill has nothing to do with it. It's your looks that count. I'm guessing you're not that popular, are you?
You're insulting his face?
I don't see how you could even consider this. If this got out, we'd have a civil rights scandal on our hands. We'd all lose our jobs.
People are dying. Do it.
To risk your lives for this investigation, but you wouldn't risk your jobs?
What are the odds that Kira's in one of those households?
You've narrowed it down to 2 households.
No, it's closer to 5%.
And you're just doing the math in your head, really? Wow.
Not one of them seemed even the least bit suspicious. Even if there's only a 1% chance, we simply can't afford to ignore it.
Yes, actually, he's actually thinking about his own family.
To tell you how offended I am to learn my family is under suspicion. Having said that, just go ahead with it.
Okay, good.
Sure, you install them everywhere. I don't want any blind spots in the house, and that includes the bathroom.
Lovely. Because I think part of him also wants to prove that his family is innocent, but he is in this mindset that this thing is a nightmare. You need to find it.
About your family, you have a wife and daughter at home, don't you?
I'm not going to mention the son.
But there is no point in doing any of this if we can't be thorough. Now I suggest you keep quiet.
It's driving him mad, like thinking about doing this. Of course, wife and daughter, yep, cameras, it's not a good look. But you also have light in that house that you need to find. If you see him talking to himself, to Ryuk, that's a big thing.
I can set them up at any time, provided we know when both houses will be empty.
Yeah. He looks so broken because, of course, he's destroying the privacy of his family to try and find this with a very 5% chance.
What? No one's home yet.
Oh. Are they done? Tell me they're done. Tell me they're done. Tell me he doesn't walk in and catch. It's done. Good, good, good. So why is he suspicious? Why is no one home yet? I take it his mum and sister normally home now? What's that? What's it?
Do you want to play some video games?
It just what? Is he, okay,
Come on, it's been a while.
You want to play games? Really?
You listening?
He knows. Really, he knows. He's not talking.
For a 17-year-old kid, I wouldn't say this kind of behavior is particularly abnormal. When I was his age, I did strange things too.
What age is he?
Usually as soon as I get home, all I can do is sleep.
Okay, but
Where exactly are we going?
he can't speak and he doesn't know when the cameras will stop.
Light, don't ignore me when I'm talking to you or I'll get mad.
What can you do if you get mad?
There's a very strong possibility that there are wiretaps and maybe surveillance cameras hidden throughout my house.
How do you figure it out? I'm hearing a buzz. Is he still bugged?
I left the paper in the door in a way that it would be obvious to anyone entering the room. Real test is the handle.
What? Seriously?
Close the door, I adjust it slightly. Instead of letting it sit horozontally, I lower it by about 5 millimeters.
Why? Why? This is insane!
If the handle is all the way up, I can be fairly certain that someone was in my room.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
It alone doesn't tell me if my door was actually open, so I put a mechanical pencil lead in place as well.
What?
When I got home from school today, I noticed that the pencil lead was broken.
You gotta be kidding
Now
me.
that you mention it, I do remember that.
You gotta be kidding me! How did he do the lengths that insanity will take someone? Wow.
Family wouldn't have noticed the piece of paper. What's suspicious is that someone took the time to put it back in the door.
Yep, he knows. He knows.
Are you buying a book about wiretaps and surveillance so you can figure this mess out?
Shogun books. What is that?
That's right, surveillance cameras. Once the apple's in my mouth, no one can see it. But while I'm holding it, it looks like it's floating.
Yeah, you interact with the world. How does that work?
So I guess it won't kill you to stop eating apples for a while.
Don't you think that's a bit much?
He really cares about the apples. What is that?
What cigarettes and alcohol are to humans. Do you see what I'm saying?
Kind of a healthy addiction then.
Withdrawal symptoms. My body gets all twisted. I do handstands. It's not pretty.
Okay, this is going very random. What's happening? This feels like a whole different tone.
Unfortunately, I already gave Elle the hint that Shinigami love apples, so I just can't afford to take the risk.
Yeah, you did get that hint.
You'll have to find out where all the cameras are hidden. If you're lucky, you might find a blind spot where you can eat them.
He's making him do it himself.
All right, let's go.
He's making him do it himself.
Yeah, a camera search.
He's gonna do it himself.
Oh, so interesting.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. He's got working for him now. It's not meant to be like that. It's all for apples. Ella's finally made what? Okay, it's surveillance. You got to damn me.
I can't believe my son is looking at those magazines.
It's normal for a 17-year-old.
Exactly. Please think.
The only reason he didn't want anyone in his room was because he had these magazines. That's what he wants us to think.
That's my son you're talking.
Stop it.
I do suspect him. That's why I placed wiretaps and surveillance cameras in your house and the deputy director's.
Exactly. State the obvious.
I found a camera in the air conditioner.
Even if this is the Kira case, I didn't think the Japanese police would ever go this far.
You're just crawling around everywhere and helping Light.
Luckily, I prepared for this kind of situation.
Light.
Hey, Light!
I need them to find something. Elle seems kind of close. Please let it lead to something.
Love you. Always.
What's happening with this episode? What tone has shifted so much?
Please contact the broadcasters and tell them to play our message.
Very well. Understood.
What are you doing? You interfering? What are you doing?
My parents met George Martin.
What's this?
Wait, what?
The investigators were drawn from the law enforcement agencies of its member nation. 1,500 investigators?
Is that gonna mess with Light? Gauging your reaction.
It's obvious they're just trying to evoke reaction from me. This is the exact same trick he used last time.
What reaction can you give?
Even the FBI agents who were secretly investigating were killed by Kira. If you ask me, this is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shock Kira in the hopes that he'll reveal himself.
If he's thinking like this, surely Elle is considering him more and more.
Your son's clever.
Yes.
Isn't he?
Yeah, you're suspicious. You got it. You're on. You know who.
You're eating a bag of chips? You just had dinner.
It's a late-night snack for studying.
So now he has to stay up late and study now.
Shinigami get tired when they work hard.
Really?
Now let me
Wow.
explain where they all are.
You're actually gonna help? Why is he helping?
There sure are a lot of cameras in this room.
Wait, yeah,
I
what-
counted 64 in total.
64.
He had no qualms about putting a death row inmate in his place when he declared war on me.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear he doesn't know any limit.
Neither do you.
What I want to know is how am I going to be able to eat apples?
Obviously, that's impossible now, isn't it?
Eat out of the window.
Any normal person would slip under these circumstances. But it won't be that easy with me, Elle.
Come on, no, you've already.
This is the closest I get.
What? I can't get in his head. It's what? What? Is there a camera in the chips?
For the next 3 weeks, he needs to see that criminals whose names are being broadcast continue to die while I have no access to that information.
Okay, yeah, but it's weeks.
Symptoms are starting!
I'm gonna show you, Elle.
Please say Rio interferes. And we're back to the writing, but it's normal. It's not in the Death Note. This is just him trying to be normal.
Continue to kill criminals whose names are broadcast on the news while masquerading as a typical high school student studying for his entrance exam.
Oh, he has that hidden in the bag.
I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left.
Come on, no, please. Come on.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
Is this meant to be humor? I don't even know anymore. What's happening? This feels so grand and epic. Come on, Elle, get something from this.
After dinner, your son just goes back to studying without turning on the TV or his computer.
It's because the entrance exams are 5 days away.
It's flawless. Is perfect. He's a perfect student. Could that be something? Is that what you think? Like, he's not normal.
Witness to my alibi is Elle himself.
No. There's always a way, and he's just throwing the bag away. Is that the camera with it?
A few minutes ago, a bank clerk being questioned on suspicion of embezzlement and a purse snatcher being held in a detention center.
Yep, they're dead. And then what is he gonna think? What's he gonna think? Please.
Just died of sudden, inexplicable heart attacks.
It's him again.
Are you gonna think this clears your son?
Just past 7:30 until now, 11 o'clock. Your son's done nothing but study.
Weird.
So I suppose anyone who didn't watch the news can't be Kira.
You said it yourself. That means my family has been...
Oh, he's so desperate. No.
I know it's only the first day after the cameras were installed, but the Yagami household seems almost too innocent to me.
Yes, come on, please, get it. Please get it.
Today's garbage day, so if you've got any, bring it down with you, okay?
The camera would be in the bin, right? Tell me Elle goes through the rubbish. Please, tell me he goes through the bins.
I can't say for sure whether you're extremely generous or just a spoiled brat. But didn't that mini LCD TV cost you $400?
And it's in the bin. Elle, go through the bins. Oh wait, no, is it gonna get crushed? So yeah, you just waste. Crushed. And gone. And it's over. Ah! cliffhangers are driving me nuts. Why? I mean, I guess it's not really a cliffhanger, but it's not really an ending. It's just waiting for continuation. Elle is so close. I'm so glad that I was kind of right a little bit about the death thing with Naomi. That did lead Elle in a different direction and a very close direction. I gotta say, the tone of this is just very wildly different. It feels a whole lot lighter than what we've been dealing with recently. You have the police officer eating ice cream as they watch the surveillance. You have Ryuk going mental with the apple thing. And Light in general, it's like he brought his intensity to regular work. Now, there's a lot you can read into that, just that he is not a normal person, and hopefully that is something that Elle is picking up on. I'm still concerned about how old he is. I really don't know. He mentioned like when he was Light's age, he was similar, but it's like, how old is he? He looks young, but also kind of decrepit. I'm just happy that this feels close. It feels like something. We're moving. The death meant something. She didn't die in vain. It has pushed Elle in the right direction, and he is getting close. He's actually watching Light. He knows who Light is. He's got his eyes on him. That is something. If you keep it on long enough, the deaths will stop. If you keep... Oh, no, it didn't. He was still watching while doing the death note because the news thing was in the crisps. But then he can't keep buying those cameras. If you watch him long enough, he will have to slip up. And if he doesn't, that's just flawless, and that's just weird. Elle has Light trapped. Either he's flawless and just perfect in every way, or he slips up and reveals he's got the death note. Either way, it's something. I just hope that Elle will last long enough to just see this through and just wait and find out what Kira does. I do love watching the dad though, and just seeing his like, because it's a bit, I love how much emphasis they put on how difficult this is, because it's a huge invasion of privacy. Like stressing that the cameras are going to be placed in like the bathrooms, mentioning the wife and daughter. It's not a good thing. It's a very sort of adult, I guess, idea to do and just to mess with. But like it really stresses how bad this whole situation is, where you do have to destroy the privacy of your loved ones to find out Kira, even if the chance is 5%, because that's how dangerous this criminal is. So I just love the humanity of the dad, also because he's waiting for his family to be proven innocent. That's what he's doing. He knows there's a chance, but he's not really, he's sweating and he's like hoping that it's not them, and he's just clinging to the first opportunity to declare they're innocent, essentially. That's where his mind's at. You're seeing him sweat, and it is just, it's really sad to watch, because we know that it's actually his son, which is very painful just to know. Like, I do wonder what would happen if he does find out that it's his kid. Would he protect Light? Would he condemn him? Would he rat him out? Would he stay silent? I don't know. And I just like that he's gotten this close, where he's actually watching Light and he's seeing this. And I like that Elle's picking up on all the little details, that he's trying to be too perfect. He's trying to throw you off with just clear things that are just way too normal. Because the thing is, Light is a sociopath. He does not act like a regular person. Studying this much is ridiculous, but he thinks it's normal. He thinks he's being the perfect student. Yes, he is the perfect student, but perfect students don't exist. That's the giveaway. That's what Light needs to hang up on and just focus in on. Did I say Light or Elle? I keep slipping up with the names. It's because they're both Elle. Whatever the case, Light is too perfect, and that's something that Elle has to zone in on. You can see that perfect students don't exist. What he's doing, he's hiding something. He is a sociopath. He knows what he's doing is wrong, and he's doing it anyway. And he just sees this as a challenge. And you've got to find out that it is him. Then if they do, I'm glad that they didn't end up going through the desk. That was something that would be, they messed with the air conditioner. I'm sure they messed with other things. Good thing they didn't mess with the desk, otherwise it would have blown up. So that's one thing we know didn't get bugged. But also you had the whole weird thing with Ryuk, with the apples thing. So cool that we're getting sort of information on that, where it's basically like cigarettes or a drug essentially, where it's addictive but feels good for the Shinigami. This could mean that maybe he's gone past withdrawal now and he doesn't need to have apples anymore. I doubt it. But I do like the confirmation that it does mean that the apple is just floating there when he's eating it. It does disappear after it's gone, but we're also getting to see some weirdness to whatever it is, where he stands upside down. He goes weird and loopy. I don't even know how to describe it. Weird things happen. The tone shifts completely with this. I guess it adds a fun levity after the whole heartbreakingness of the last episode. It feels like a good refresh. It feels like they really sank into the sad and dark nature of the last episode. Now they're rising back up and doing something light, and I'm guessing it's going to go slide back down and then probably rise back up again. So this was just a nice refresher. This felt good. It felt like the show can really just play around with any sort of feel while still balancing on this really dark theme that it carries with it. But yeah, and then again, I have no idea what can come next from this. Light's basically gotten away with it. He can only mess up. That's all that you can do to catch him. He has to mess up himself. Maybe, just maybe, Elle can get a hold of their rubbish and go through the bins and try and find a crumpled up crisp packet with a destroyed camera in it. that would be pretty good evidence. But like, would L do that? I don't know. Would he think of that? I feel like that's like the direction it wants me to think it will go in. Like, where can it go from there? I'm sure it's going to go in a different direction because this show seems to... It's very smart, and it's smarter than me. So I don't know where this can lead next. They still got to find Naomi's body, but I'm just happy that Elle realized that it's not something that she would do, and that he put it together. He hasn't figured out that... Oh, wait, they can still bring it back. He hasn't figured out that Kira can kill in other ways. That's something he still hasn't figured out, and that's something he can realize from Naomi's body. She said that she wouldn't do that thing to herself. So if he sees that the death report says that she did that, he will know, okay, Kira can kill in other ways. It's still left to do something with. First off, this episode was really quite fun after the last one. I do like how big the switch up is, and it is kind of just funny. Like, looking at Light, it's just interesting that it takes him from such this cold, calculated killer to now back to trying to pretend to be a high school student. It's this fun sort of flip that he does. Of course, we know he is just a complete sociopath who thinks what he's doing is normal, but it looks so insane to actual normal people. Because that's what this episode does. It shows that he's already aware of the cameras. Great. So I love how they're dealing with such an incredibly smart character. Like, nothing can actually get by him, but it doesn't make it less interesting. But the fact that this character can't be surprised honestly makes it a little more interesting. I'm still not bored that he's just going to keep figuring stuff out, because now it comes down to a test of patience. Can Light keep up this act, which he thinks is correct, to try and throw Elle off his trail? But even if he does keep it up, it's still not normal. It's still not like right. There is no such thing as a perfect student. He's tried to plant fake imperfections with the magazines, I guess, and that's just way too obvious. And it's like some kind of robot trying to be different. It doesn't work. Elle is picking up on it, which is what I'm loving. He's realizing that Light is a complete sociopath, and he knows that no one is normal like this. The thing is, Light actually believes that he's being normal, and that's what's going to give him away. Or Elle can go through the rubbish and find the camera. That would be fun too. So yeah, then looking at Elle, we are starting to see him do more, I guess, with his success. First, he learns about Naomi's death, missing. He learns about her being missing, realizing that it's not a sort of offing of oneself, because I'm not sure what I can say on YouTube. He knows it isn't that, because he knows her. He has a relationship there. He has history. He knows that's something that she would never do, so that leads him to the whole Ray Pember, the train, everything that comes with it, and he has narrowed it down to actually Light. He narrowed it down to the households, then he narrowed it down to Light. He's making such good progress, and he actually has the person. He's looking at the person. He's seen it. All he needs now is confirmation. Episode 8, confirmation. What can you do? I gotta remember, there's so much left to go. I know that can't be over anytime soon, but he's gotten so insanely close. But we also get to see a good, I guess, idea of how Elle has no limits. He has a sense of justice and right and wrong. He has that morality, but he is also willing to do literally anything to get it, which is kind of like Elle. We're seeing a lot more similarities. I think at first I saw Elle as just a blatant good guy, but that was in comparison to Light, who was so deep down in darkness. Elle isn't that great himself. Seeing that he did get one guy killed from just testing a theory he had, and now invading the privacy of these people with cameras in bathrooms. He's not a good person, is he? He might have some correct morality and trying to uphold morality. Actually, maybe, I guess he's the one that's willing to do the bad things to make sure the good sort of comes out on top. Is that his position? He's not necessarily a good person, but he's willing to do the bad things that other people wouldn't to let other people be good, or to keep goodness going, to not allow evil to win. Is that like it? That's it. Looking at him independently, he is like Elle in that sense that they lack limitations. They're willing to go beyond what is the norm, I guess, or just what's kind of good. Elle really will go just nuts in this sort of area and will push boundaries to get the job done. You can see it as a good thing, but you can really see it as a really bad thing. Then we get Ryuk, who's kind of a bit nuttier in this episode. We get information about the apples, which is just, I guess, it's a fun detail, knowing what they are for Shinigami, that they are just sort of a drug for them, and that they have withdrawal symptoms after not eating them enough. That's interesting. And we also get to see the effects of this withdrawal. It's funny. I don't get what they're doing with this character. I get that he's meant to be this passive observer, but he's not at this point. He was going around finding the cameras. He was helping Light. I'm not happy that he did that. He should not have been doing it. He should have just been kept going, trying to bug Light, trying to see if he'd slip up to make things more interesting. He actually went out of his way to find all the cameras and told Light where they were. He is actually happy. I guess it's not helping Light. The Death Note is doing other things, but does that mean Light could get Ryuk to do other things for him? Is this just the start of what could happen with their partnership? I don't know, I think that just bugged me that it means this was the first step into not being a passive observer, and the fact that it's him helping Light is what bugs me. I wouldn't mind it if he's no longer a passive observer. I'd love it if he isn't and actually starts hindering Light, but that's not happening. He's stopped being a passive observer and is helping Light, which is just annoying me. Yeah, then his character, he's meant to be this like creepy god of death, yet then having him do these weird things, it's fun, it's weird, it's a juxtaposition. I just don't get what I'm meant to think of this thing. He is just nutty here with, I guess, turning upside down, getting all twisted, I guess, in the few brief shots we see of him, and it's all because he can no longer eat apples. It's very fun, very weird, and it is, I guess it's a nice break. It's there to basically break up what happened in the last episode, to just almost distract you from that sort of heartbreak. Now, looking at Chief Yagami, I really like his character and how that's going. He feels so human, because now he's actually watching his family and forced to spy on them. I like how open up to it he was. It shows that he's a good person, where he is willing to, I guess, because it's about the greater good. I guess it's the same sort of thing with Elle. He was hesitant. He was putting past his personal feelings to do this. Elle is the more one that just does not care and has that apathy. He does care, but he's willing to do this to find the criminal. He's realizing that this thing needs to be done because of how dangerous this criminal is, and it's breaking him a little bit. I love the shot where he had his back turned to the camera, sort of alone in the darkness, just contemplating what he's just agreed to. There's a huge betrayal of his family to do this sort of thing, and you can only hope that either they never find out or that they understand if they do. And that's sort of the game he's playing. And even if they don't, is he going to be okay with sort of the repercussions of this? If they never find out and he has to keep this secret, is he okay with that? This breaks him as a person. And then we get to see him watch his family through it. And of course, we mainly just see him see Light, and of course he falls for everything. And it's clear that he doesn't know his family as well as he could because of how much time he spends at work. So he's not going to know the in and outs of their days. And it is a shame to see, but it's also like human. But I'm just glad that Elle was there to pick up on things. But of course, you're going to see Chief Yagami, the sweats on his face. He wants them to be innocent. He doesn't want to catch them doing the death note. He wants to believe that they are good people. But Elle has found something, and that's going to tug at Yagami. He's looking for the first thing to basically say they're innocent, and that's not how this works. Of course, they are innocent until they're proven guilty. Elle has found a lead that could prove them guilty. So right now they are innocent, but Yagami is not in that mind frame. He's thinking, he's waiting for them to prove themselves innocent. And of course he's doing that because it's his family. He wants them to not have any suspicion. So he's stuck in that mind frame. And again, what point does he have being there with Elle? Elle doesn't really need him. If anything, again, he's a hindrance, or maybe it's just to test him, or maybe it's just to challenge himself. He has this guy there basically saying what his family thinks he's doing, but then that basically is a back and forth for Elle to sort of bounce his own ideas off of. Then the tone is such a big part of this episode. A huge switch up from the last episode, dealing with seeing Naomi die and that whole thing happen. Because again, she technically, is she dead yet? We know, I would assume she's missing. She's dead. I'm holding out for hope. I know I shouldn't be holding out for hope. But it said she was missing. Technically, she isn't dead. She isn't confirmed dead. That's the thing. She's not confirmed dead. I'm going to hold on to like a tiny slither. That's it. Other than that, tone was very upbeat. You had the police having ice cream being made by the butler, which is just odd and I guess fun. You have Ryuk acting like a nutcase with the apples, and Light trying to act like a normal person when he's just completely insane. It's a weird switch up, and of course it's done to refresh you from how depressing the last one was, and it does it very well. I'm assuming it's going to gradually descend back into that as this goes on. As the tone for this show, it can't stay like this happy when it's dealing with such a mature and dark subject. But I do like how it's able to balance this sort of thing, how it's able to go from something so depressing and I guess dark as the last episode, also flipping back to something like this. It's just fun how they're able to balance it so well, and it doesn't feel too, I wouldn't say off-putting, it doesn't feel too jarring. It still feels like the continuation, but it does take you back a bit, that okay, after all that, we're now going into something like this. I think this does prepare me for, I guess, what else this show could do, that it's going to go back and forth between really serious moments and just really weird moments. Then onto the structure of this. Again, this is episode 8. I'm just shocked how fast this is moving when there's so many episodes. I'm trying to figure out, like, Elle has found the guy. Elle basically has found him. All he's watching the person do the stuff now. He's found him. So either they're going to have to break this trend that they've been going on, where each character gets one step closer each and every time, or Elle is going to be diverted and be sent somewhere else, which would slow things down. I don't know what could happen. Either Elle does actually figure out that Kira is Light and does something with that, meaning it's over and there's still another like 30 odd episodes, or Elle does get distracted, which would break the trend. I would be sad if it breaks the trend because I've been loving how it just keeps building on stuff. I'm trying to, how can they like get around it? How can they not have Light be discovered yet? Considering how close it all is. It's just so intriguing, and I think the structure is just done so well, and I can't wait to see how it does look like in the end. How is the structure of this story going to look when you actually know how it all ends up and just how it's all been paced out? I think it's honestly quite fascinating how much they've just done with it, because I guess for a lot of other things, for like today, where we have 12 episodes, no, not even 12 episode seasons, we get like 8 episodes or 6 sometimes in a show. And you can kind of pretty much guess the sort of structure. You know it's going to have a slow-ish start with a gradual build, and you know when it's going to come to an end. This, with 37 episodes, feels like it's done the fast build-up already. And like, I'm stuck thinking about what could possibly be coming next, and just how they can fill up all this time. And it's just fascinating. And I wish more shows were like this, where it can just completely throw you off on trying to think of what could sort of happen. Yeah, then speaking of what's next, no clue. I feel like the only hope I have is that L goes through the Yagami family's rubbish, because that would lead him to something. They would find traces of a crushed up camera in a packet of crisps, the same packet of crisps that Light was eating from, so that immediately giveaway, bingo, you found it. That seems too easy, so I doubt that's going to happen. They're just going to have to watching each other, and L's going to have to think that this is too perfect, this is the guide. That's what it has to be. But of course, he can't go from that information alone. He has to make Light slip up and prove that it's Kira for it to be taken seriously. He can't just say, oh, that perfect student's too perfect, they've got to be it. He now has the perfect suspicion and the perfect candidate for his investigation, but now he still needs to see the proof. I just hope he doesn't let up. Overall, again, this episode was fantastic. There hasn't been a bad episode of this show in general. Each one managed to build incredibly well on the last, and just the story as a whole. And the tone is just, I really like the tone and just how much it switches it up. It's a really just breath of fresh air for this. Going from the Naomi thing, going to this, seeing how things are growing, but also throwing in this just wacky tone to it, it's just refreshing. And it does make you think that really anything can go on with this. It may feel like things are coming to a head very quickly, but they could easily just switch it up at a moment's notice. The stuff with Light is done really well. It's making it clear that he is completely a sociopath, that he is just this too perfect of a student, that obviously weird things are going on behind closed doors. The Death Note. And I'm just glad that L is picking that up. And the fact that he is picking it up makes me wonder if he is kind of like that too. We're getting to see and explore his morality, and that he probably is maybe a sociopath, but at least skewered in the right direction, where he sees his sense of morality and goes for that no matter what. Basically the same as what Light is doing. And it means that L is able to recognize this in Light, see the too perfect nature of him, and can expose it because he knows what it does mean. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for episode 9. See ya!